Okay, everybody, welcome to my Change Initiative project presentation on nurturing STEM career appreciation in public high schools. Alright, so STEM, for those of you who don't know, stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. My high school didn't offer much insight into STEM career paths, so what I'm trying to do here is take a look at some of the programs and initiatives already in place and see how we can kind of tie these together in order to make for a more engaging high school STEM experience. Alright, so let's get right into it. Alright, here's a bit of a general overview of my approach. We're going to take a look at some more effective and engaging teaching techniques and methods, which are have been proven to be more effective than lecture-based classes. We're also going to take a look at what technology has to offer, some of the possible routes of engagement through technology, which is prevalent in high schools nowadays. Finally, we will be taking a look at some programs offered outside the classroom and how these programs can be integrated into the classrooms in the near future. There's certainly some exciting changes coming soon, and we're going to look at how those relate to STEM appreciation. So let's get into it here. Shifting the paradigm of education. So what are some changes that could be made in the schools? Alright, I'm proposing a senior seminar, much like a senior seminar that you'd see in a college. However, we'd be seeing, field trip kind of things. There's nothing that really makes an impression on a young student like hands-on experience, getting outside the classroom to do it. So research presentations are another great way to get high school juniors and seniors looking at the research community, and this can be done by volunteers or professionals, and this is going to help foster an appreciation for the community. Alright, so right now there's been a push toward adding metaphors and context to complex STEM-related concepts, stressing application and expansion of these concepts into real-world applications, which is a great thing, but we got to see how this can be implemented into a high school classroom more elegantly. Also, I'd like to see project-oriented classrooms, and it's really going to give the students a feel for working in a STEM position, working in groups. And talking about groups, anyone who knows Professor Libby or has taken organic chemistry at Moravian knows the POGLE approach, which stands for Process-Oriented Guided Inquiry Learning. It shows some real promising results in undergrad courses. I'm saying that this is going to extend into the high school classroom. There are some high schools that already have some teachers who have adopted this technique, and some great results. Alright, moving right along to technology. Virtual programs are kind of a new thing. Technology is becoming, like I said, a big part of the classroom, and with this new technology comes new teaching applications like the virtual lab. There's also some exciting things out right now. There's currently a STEM design competition to help develop STEM-focused software addressing adaptability and the school's investment in technology. I kind of skipped over web-based applications like ACS's SciFinder and the Web of Knowledge. Now, I learned of these applications in college, and just real quick, SciFinder is a chemical lookup. You can build a chemical and look it up that way, and look up related chemicals. And the Web of Knowledge is really cool because it's a way to research based on works cited work, so you can kind of bounce around different research materials. So let's move along. Alright, so this is, let's see what kind of programs are out there right now. I know there's a lot of information on this slide, but I'm going to kind of go through it pretty quickly. I think most exciting of all is the outreach we're seeing from the U.S. federal government. That's the Educate to Innovate initiative. MIT is also showing some real interesting collegiate outreach programs listed here. Also, even more willing is the private sector, which we're seeing an increasing demand for STEM jobs. There's something like 3 million STEM jobs unfilled, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. So some interesting stuff here. There's some people reaching out. I got this information from whitehouse.gov, MIT's website, Heritage Foundation. So there's some big names out there. All right. I'll go over the advantages here. Obviously, increased student appreciation of STEM courses is what we're going for. We're also getting the community involved here with the private sector and volunteers. So we're going to see that more an active involvement in the community concerning education. And it's going to produce an increased demand for STEM teachers, and it's going to produce STEM workers in this booming market for them right now. Okay. So with any advantages, there's also some disadvantages. Federal government and the private sector having some influence over education leads to party disagreement. So that's definitely something to look out for. POGLE, guided inquiry learning, really requires specialized teachers, and a lot of students are unfamiliar with that approach. Something different, it's going to really shake up the classroom a little bit. And lastly, implementing the latest technology could be somewhat expensive, not always reliable. So there's that to look out for as well. And moderating variables, gender and diversity issues. So something to look out for how the changes are improving or hindering STEM appreciation by gender or ethnicity. Studies suggest that young women are more likely to stick with STEM, but less of them choose to become STEM students in the first place. And also, STEM positions are somewhat underrepresented by certain groups as well. So that's something to look out for. And also, changes may need to be implemented sooner in the education of a student, because many students shy away from STEM at a younger age, and if they don't show immediate strength in the STEM subjects like math and science. So that's something to look out for as well. Okay, and lastly, some discussion questions. I'd like to get your opinion on them. So let's see, U.S. is ranked right now 22nd in math and 31st in science worldwide. So the question that begs to be asked is there something fundamentally wrong with the education system? How do we change the way teachers educate? Should we link pay to performance? These are some big questions that need to be addressed almost before we can start implementing or start seeing a real boost in appreciation of these STEM courses. So another big question that I kind of hinted on earlier, should the Obama administration be increasing federal influence over education? I know there are a lot of proponents for state control over education right now, so that's a big thing moving forward. And lastly, what can other countries teach us about education? Since we are ranked 22nd and 31st in the country, maybe we should look elsewhere. Okay, so any comments are greatly appreciated. I want to thank you for sitting through my presentation here, and okay, have a good one. Take care.